I am Emily, 27 years old. Last month, I bought an old house for just $1,000, a place many would call a pile of junk. But to me, it's not just a house, it's a dream, a chance to build my life my way. A small flame lighting up the old house, warming my soul. When I told my family about this decision, instead of support, they gave me harsh opposition. My mother looked at the house's photo on her phone, her eyes full of contempt, her voice sharp as a knife. "Go live with that trash, Emily. You've disgraced the whole family." That night, I was kicked out of the family dinner and out of the life they once gave me. But to me, that trash is a rough gem, untapped potential waiting for someone brave enough to believe and nurture it. If you're watching this story, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe to follow my journey of turning trash into treasure despite all the prejudice. And now, let me tell you about my family and the pressures that sparked the biggest conflict of my life. My family is different. My mother's a real estate agent, always chasing the next big sale, while my father's an investment advisor, obsessed with numbers and status. To them, appearances are everything. What the neighbors think, what the world sees. Then there's Laura, my sister, the golden child. She's a lawyer climbing the ladder, decked out in designer clothes, surrounded by influential friends. They adore her. Me? I'm the odd one out. I've always been practical, hands-on. I love fixing things, building stuff from scratch. Some of my best memories are with my grandfather, those quiet afternoons learning to hammer nails, saw wood, or paint old furniture. That's where I found myself. After college, I got a marketing gig at a small company. It wasn't glamorous, but I saved every dime, dreaming of a house of my own. Real estate prices kept climbing, but I scoured listings for rundown places with potential, something I could make mine. Then came that night. We were at the dinner table when Mom slammed her phone down, eyes blazing. "Emily, are you seriously buying that rotting shack? A house should be beautiful, valuable, luxurious. That thing's a disgrace to this family." Her words hit hard, like punches to my hope. My chest tightened, but I forced my voice steady. "Mom, I get it's not your dream house, but I see something in it. I've got a plan. This is my shot to build my life on my terms." Laura smirked, her voice cold. "Your shot? It's a dumb risk, a money pit. I'm gearing up for a career retreat that actually matters, and you're playing handyman." Dad chimed in, brows furrowed. "We've always supported you both, Emily, but this worries me. Have you thought it through? All those risks? Why not help Laura's future instead of that wreck?" The pressure crashed over me, their disapproval suffocating, but I looked them in the eyes. "I've thought it through, Dad. This is my future. If I follow your plan, I'll lose who I am." Mom sighed, sharp and final. "It's not just money. It's betrayal. A family should move as one, with one goal." Tears stung my eyes, but I stood my ground. "A family doesn't have one path, Mom. I won't live someone else's life." The room went still, heavy. Laura's voice sliced through. "If you choose this, don't expect us to stick around." Fear faded. A fire lit inside me. Small at first, then blazing. I'd prove them wrong. After the emotional confrontation with my family, I drove back to my new house, hoping to find some peace. The night was dark, and the streetlights blurred as I wiped away tears. I felt incredibly alone, like I was driving into an endless void. When I arrived, the house looked worse than I remembered. The porch sagged, and the paint peeled like old skin. I pushed the creaky door open, and my phone's light revealed cracked walls and a musty smell. I walked through the empty rooms, my footsteps echoing. In the living room, I sat on the cold floor, hugging my knees. The wind howled outside, slipping through broken windows, making the house feel alive in a haunting way. It whispered, "You don't belong here." Maybe it was right. Tears fell again. "What if they're right?" I whispered. "What if this is a huge mistake? What if I lose my family forever?" I thought of my mother's angry face, Laura's judgmental eyes, and my father's worried silence. Then I saw old photos on the floor, covered in dust. I picked one up, me at 10, smiling with Grandpa as we fixed a dresser. His eyes sparkled with possibility. I closed my eyes, and the memory flooded back. It was a warm afternoon. The air smelled of sawdust and paint. Grandpa handed me a brush, his hands rough but gentle. "This dresser looks beat up, Emily, but with some love, it'll be beautiful again. Like people, like life." I laughed, thinking he was silly. "It's just a dresser, Grandpa." He smiled, wiping paint off my cheek. "It's more than that, kiddo. It's about seeing what could be, not just what is. That's how you build a life." Now, in this crumbling house, his words hit me hard. This place was like that dresser, rough, worn, but worth saving. And maybe I was too. I took a deep breath, feeling a spark of hope. I wouldn't let this dream die, no matter who walked away. The first day of fixing the house started with a broken window. I stood there, hands gritty with dust, carefully patching the cracked frame. The air smelled of old wood and possibility. Then my phone buzzed, cutting through the quiet. It was Mom. Her voice came through thick with emotion, like she was fighting tears but still clinging to that stern edge I knew so well. "Emily, are you okay? I want to talk." I took a deep breath, steadying myself. "Go ahead, Mom. You know I don't agree with this, but are you sure about what you're doing?" I glanced out the window. Sunlight streamed through the haze of dust, painting the worn walls in a soft golden glow. "I've thought it through, Mom. A lot. This isn't some spur-of-the-moment thing. I need to do it my way." Her tone sharpened, like a blade honed by worry. "You're choosing a hard road, Emily. So many people will laugh at that house." My fingers tightened around the hammer I was holding, a rush of defiance surging up. "The more you say that, the more I know I have to prove it's worth something." Silence hung between us. I could hear the faint hum of traffic outside, but in here, it was just me, the echo of my words, and the weight of what I'd taken on. The days after that melted into a rhythm of sweat and grit. I'd wake with the sun, hands already sore from the day before, and dive into the work. The sharp scent of fresh paint mingled with sawdust as I sanded the splintered floors. The hammer's steady thud became my pulse, each swing driving a nail deeper, each one claiming this place as mine. Some nights, doubt slithered in. The house felt too vast, too still. I'd sit cross-legged amid scattered tools and unfinished corners, wondering if I'd bitten off more than I could chew. But then Grandpa's voice would drift back. "It's not about where you start, Emily. It's about what you do with it." I'd crank up some indie tunes, soft guitar strums and lyrics about chasing dreams, and let the music wrap around me like armor. One evening, mid-stroke on the kitchen walls with a creamy paint, my phone pinged. A text from Laura. "Still playing house in that dump? When are you giving up?" I froze, brush dripping, a sting of hurt flaring up. Then I set the phone down, dipped the brush again, and murmured, "Not today. Not ever." Bit by bit, the house was changing, cracks vanishing, walls standing taller. And so was I. Every repaired board, every painted inch was more than a fix. It was my future, carved out by my own hands. Time slipped by day, hour by hour, and the old house slowly began to transform. The wooden floors, once dull and scratched, now gleamed like a mirror, reflecting the soft glow of the morning sun as it streamed through the newly polished windows. The walls, coated in a gentle cream paint, felt like a warm embrace, chasing away years of neglect and dust. I spent hours sanding down rough edges and brushing on layer after layer of paint, watching the house shed its tired skin. It wasn't perfect. There were still cracks I couldn't quite hide, but it was mine, and it was coming alive. I filled the rooms with recycled treasures that told their own stories. In the living room, I placed a flea market armchair I'd reupholstered with soft floral fabric, its faded charm giving the space a cozy, vintage feel. The dining area got a table I'd crafted myself from salvaged wood pallets. Its uneven grain and knots made it a one-of-a-kind centerpiece. Each piece wasn't just furniture, it was a heartbeat, breathing life into this growing home of mine. One evening, on a whim, I grabbed my phone and decided to share the journey online. I posted a side-by-side photo, the cracked, dusty living room from day one next to its current state, cozy, bright, and full of character. I captioned it simply, "From ruin to hope." I didn't expect much, maybe a few likes from friends, but the response blew me away. Comments flooded in. "This is incredible. You're inspiring me to fix up my own place," one person wrote. Another chimed in with, "Try lemon oil on the wood. It works wonders." Then there was the video I shared of me painting the walls, my hands streaked with cream-colored paint, laughing as I tripped over a roller. It went viral overnight. Thousands of views, shares, and messages from people saying they felt the same spark I did. It was like I'd stumbled into a community I didn't know I needed, a tribe of dreamers who saw beauty in the broken. Things escalated in ways I never imagined. A local TV show about home renovations emailed me, eager to feature my story on their next episode. Then a bigger network called, drawn to this tale of transformation against all odds. But it wasn't just the media that left me speechless. It was the kindness of strangers. A well-known interior designer from Instagram slid into my DMs, offering to collaborate on the final touches for free. A small construction company sent a box of tools and materials, hammers, nails, even a gallon of sealant, with a note that read, "Keep building your dream." And then there were the little gifts. A vintage lamp from a follower who'd followed my posts, a set of handmade coasters from someone who loved my table, even a bundle of nails for the floor from a guy who said, "Every bit helps." Each package felt like a high five, a reminder that I wasn't alone in this. I wasn't just rebuilding a house anymore, I was building something bigger, a community, a movement. A testament to what happens when you dare to see potential where others see ruin. With every like, comment, and unexpected gift that arrived, my little flame of hope burned brighter, lighting up the corners of this house and my heart. 6 months had passed, and the house was no longer a shadow of its former self. It stood proud, with fresh paint gleaming under the afternoon sun and the faint scent of varnish lingering in the air. I was in the kitchen, humming softly as I stirred a pot of soup, the warmth of the stove matching the quiet contentment in my chest. Then my phone buzzed on the counter. Mom's name flashed on the screen, and my heart skipped a beat. I answered, bracing myself for the usual edge in her voice, but instead, she sounded different, softer, almost hesitant. "Emily, I've been looking at the pictures you posted. The house. It's beautiful. You've done something we never thought possible." I froze, the spoon slipping from my fingers and clattering into the pot. "Wait, really?" I asked, disbelief coloring my tone. "Yes, really," she said, and I could hear the smile in her voice. "I'm proud of you, Emily, truly." The words hung in the air, sinking into me like rain on parched earth. Proud. She was proud. I blinked back tears, a lump forming in my throat. "Thanks, Mom. That means a lot." Just as I hung up, my phone buzzed again. A text from Laura. "Retreat got canceled. Been scrolling your feed? Wow, Em. You've outdone yourself. I didn't think you had it in you." I laughed, a mix of shock and triumph bubbling up. Laura, impressed? That was a first. I could picture her, brows raised, scrolling through my posts with a grudging smile. Later, I wandered through the house, the creak of the floorboards a familiar comfort under my feet. In the living room, I paused by Grandpa's photo on the mantel, his crinkled smile beaming back at me. I'd kept that little flame alive, the one he'd sparked in me, the one I'd nurtured through every doubt and setback. Now it burned bright, warming every corner of this home. I sank into the couch, a quiet smile tugging at my lips. My family saw it too, finally. But more than their approval, I'd proven it to myself. I'd built something real, something mine, and no one could take that away. Hey everyone, if there's one thing this journey has taught me, it's that each of us has our own road to travel, and no one else gets to put a price tag on what it's worth. I'll never forget the early days, standing in that beat-up house, dust everywhere, with people I love telling me, "You're out of your mind." Maybe they were right about the crazy part, but here's the thing. No one can see the value of your path except you. That house? It wasn't just a wreck to me. It was a dream with a pulse, waiting for someone to breathe life into it. If anyone's ever called you crazy for chasing what sets your soul on fire, listen up. There are treasures out there, hidden, messy, beautiful ones, that only those brave enough to spot the potential can claim. Think of it like an old, scratched-up record in a thrift shop. Most folks pass it by, but to the one who hears the music in it, it's pure gold. That's you. You've got that vision, that spark, and it's yours to own. And here's the best part. You're not alone on this wild ride. We're all out here, chasing our own impossible dreams, turning doubters into believers one step at a time. So, if you've got a story, if you've ever been the underdog or had a dream no one else understood, share it below. Let's build each other up and prove what faith and grit can do. Oh, and if this hit home for you, hit that like button and subscribe. Together, we can keep spreading the strength of believing in yourself, no matter what anyone says.